Hello, hello. I hope you're well. Just gonna give a couple of minutes for others to connect if they are. Um, yeah, we are going to start in a seated position. We're gonna work a little bit with mobility. So if you happen to have a block, um, I suggest you use it. If you don't have a block, it's not necessary, of course. But yeah, like I just wanted to put it out there just to see. Yeah, just we're gonna work a little bit with alignment, with mobility, and yeah, I think it is sometimes it's important to just review a little bit of those poses that we regularly kind of like know how to work or how to do them. Uh, but with the process, it starts getting, like a little bit of a different or not aligned as idea as it would be ideal. And yeah, so and that is important to avoid injury, of course. And if we focus on the small details, I have found during my practice that when I focus on the really, really small details, it brings, uh, it just kind of feels like a different practice for me, like it feels that I kind of like really need to disconnect at all. Like it really disconnect the brain from whatever list I'm making sometimes when I'm moving, and it just brings my attention into the present moment, and it works very well with the part of mindfulness of this practice. So this is why I like a sometimes to go into the basics or the very small details just to allow that experience for other people to like yeah start connecting a little bit more in the present moment. So let's get started. We're going to start, as I said, in a seated position with your eyes closed, your hands are on your thighs, or maybe your palms move towards the sky. Maybe bringing the shoulders towards the ears, and we rotate them back and down. And here we just start connecting with the breath, keeping the spine nice and tall. The chin slightly tucked. Take a big inhale. Pull breath out to the mouth. Let that go. Begin to notice any sensations in your body. Your body feeling kind of like tired, or maybe sore, maybe very light with a lot of energy. Begin to focus on how is the state of the breath. Is it agitated? Maybe you were rushing to get to your mat, or maybe it's very calm actually. Bring awareness to your mind, whatever those thoughts that are in there. Allow your body to acknowledge them, something that cannot do any harm. And the thoughts are there. You don't engage to them. Try not to judge them. So don't try to block them, of course. Just look at them as if it was a movie. Begin to feel your sit bones on the ground, connecting to your mat. and how your muscles begin to start relaxing. Those muscles that you're not using right now. Maybe your jaw relaxes a little bit here, or your eyelids as well. And whenever you feel ready and if you feel comfortable, bring your hands at the center of the chest in Anjali Mudra. Just taking a moment here to connect to your breath, to your intention, or any dedication you want to give to your process. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out through the mouth. Let that go. If you feel comfortable at home, oming with me, please join me with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Punaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavai, Etasvinapatitamastu, Avipishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And as you start feeling ready, releasing your hands to your thighs, just finding a little bit of movement on your neck, very light, moving your head up and down, saying yes. Following your breath, maybe moving the head side to side, saying no. Very gentle movement, moving slow, feeling all those muscles required for this movement. As you start feeling ready, maybe you bring one ear towards the shoulder and the other ear drops back towards the other shoulder. Couple of times. As you feel ready, maybe finding big circles towards the right hand side. If you get dizzy, maybe close your eyes or keep on moving the head on a way that doesn't make you feel dizzy. Coming back to center and going to the second side. Allowing the muscles to stretch and wake up. Take a breath. Long exhale, coming back to center, releasing and reaching your hands towards the sky. Maybe interlacing the fingers at the top and the palms move away from us. Chin comes into the chest. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, release the hands by your side. Let's do that again. Deep inhale to reach back up, interlacing, tucking the chin in the chest, hugging the ribs in. Take another in. On the exhale, start leaning towards your right hand side, but be careful in here how much of your body weight transfers into your right sit bone. Can you keep the weight into your left sit bone just as it was? Take another in. Long exhale. On your next inhale, come back to center and see if you can get a little bit taller. Take another breath. On the exhale, come all the way towards the second side, keeping the arms moving towards the sky, the sit bone rooting down. Take another in. Full exhale. On your next inhale, come back to center, releasing those hands and twisting towards the right hand side. Opposite hand to your thigh, roll the shoulders back, open the chest, take a breath. Long exhale. One more inhale, full breath out. On your next inhale, come back to center and we switch sides. Opening the chest towards the second side, offering those internal organs a nice push. Take another in. On the exhale, come back to center, press those hands on the ground, transfer from here into your tabletop. And as you press your hands into your tabletop, just maybe find a couple of cat cows with your breath. Remember opening the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, you round the spine, pushing the ground away from you. Take a deep breath in to open up. On the exhale, round the spine, tug the tailbone, tug the chin. Take a big inhale to extend and open. On the exhale, round the spine, tug the chin. Coming back to neutral position, tabletop. On the exhale, extend your right leg right beside you. The foot presses on the ground. Gate pose. Take a big inhale, walk your hands towards you, hands to your hips and rise. Roll the shoulders back, big inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. On the exhale, hands parallel to each other, start moving your torso towards the extended leg. Take a big inhale. If the neck allows, we look up. Long exhale. On your next inhale, come back to center. On the exhale, we drop the left hand on the ground or on a block if it's accessible, and the other hand reaches up towards the sky. Vashisthasana. Option there is for you to stay or maybe start floating that extended leg. Take a deep breath in. Again, the option is there for you to stay or maybe to bend your knee and catching your foot and opening the chest. Take a breath. Long breath out. On your next inhale, come back to center. Drop the foot if it was up. Coming back to center. And in here, we're going to bring those hands towards the sky. If you got a block or a book or whatever you're using as a prop, you can hold your block. If you don't have a block, absolutely no problem. Keep that imaginary block in between your hands. The back heel is going to come to the midline. We're going to take a breath as we throw that block in front of us and the hips back. Without using the hands, resisting the temptation, releasing all the hips back, all the way back to the floor. Take a big breath in, reach up. On the exhale, twist towards the extended leg and fold forward towards the extended leg. Take a breath, catch any part of your leg that is accessible, keeping the spine nice and long. Take another in, full breath out. On your next inhale, come back to center and twist towards your left hand side. Hand to your side, take a breath. Long exhale. On your next inhale, come back to center without using those hands. Pick up the right leg and cross it over. Take a deep breath in, rise. On the exhale, twist towards your right hand side. Take a breath. Exhale it out. On your next inhale, come back to center. Extend that leg again. We're going to take it up from here. We take the block or the imaginary block. We send those hands forward. As we send the weight forward, we rise. Take a big breath in, and here, drop the hands in front of you. Walk your hands forward. Anahatasana. Pressing those hands on the ground, the forehead comes to the ground, the other leg is extended. Take a breath. Long exhale. Last inhale. Full breath out. Your next inhale, press into those hands, come back to your tabletop. Press the left hand on the ground, the other hand reaches towards the sky, finding a nice place. Take a breath. Long exhale. On your next inhale, come back to center, press both hands on the ground, step back, tabletop. Drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, cat pose. Take a big breath in to come back to neutral position. This time we extend the left leg beside us. Again, gate pose on the second side. We walk those hands towards the hips and rise. Take a big breath in to reach again towards the sky, engaging that extended leg. Start extending your arms and leaning towards your left hand side. Keep on rotating that chest to look up. Take another big inhale. On the exhale, coming back to center. See if you can get a little bit taller in here. And on the exhale, we drop the right hand this time on the mat or on the block. If you're using it, the other hand reaches up. And again, we transfer the weight into our hand and our knee, and maybe we float that leg. Take a breath, keep it nice and long. Maybe on the exhale, we bend the knee and catch the foot. Take another in. Full breath out. If the balance is good, maybe you look up. One more breath. On the exhale, release that foot if it's not already there. Coming back to center. Take your imaginary block or your block, reach it up. The back heel is gonna come a little bit closer to the midline. Again, we throw those arms in front of us and we send those hips back as we start sitting all the way down with control. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, twist towards the extended leg, fold forward over the leg. Lengthen the spine, inhale, exhale to just fold. Take a couple of breaths in here. On your next inhale, start coming back to center and twist towards your right hand side. Take a breath, sit nice and tall. The other foot is active. Long breath out. On your next inhale, coming back to neutral position, cross that leg over this time and twist towards the left hand side. Take a big breath in. Empty it out. On your next inhale, come back to center, release the leg, take that block in between your hands, squeeze it in, take a big inhale, send those arms in front of you as you start sending those hips back up. Dropping those hands to the ground in front of you, pressing those hands on the floor, begin to walk as you come into Anahatasana on your second side. Pressing into those hands, pressing into the forehead on the ground. There is no weight on the neck. Take another in. Keep on stretching the spine. Long breath out. On your next inhale, begin to walk those hands back to center. Pressing the right hand on the ground this time. The other hand reaches up, opening to your twist on the second side. Big inhale. Long exhale. One more. On the exhale, release hands to the ground. Come back to neutral position, tabletop. Drop the belly, open the chest. On the exhale, round the spine. Push the ground away from you. Take a big breath in to open up again. On the exhale, round the spine. Tuck the toes, understand the hips, up and back. Coming to downward facing dog. And in here, we allow the spine to stretch. We allow those heels to drop towards the back. We bend the knees as much as we need in order to keep the spine nice and long. Pressing into the index finger on the ground. Take a breath. Long exhale. One more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale it out. On your next inhale, raise your heels. Bend those knees. Walk or step to the top of the mat. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale to just fold. Root down through your feet. Come all the way up. Samasthiti, hands by your side. Surya Namaskar A. Deep inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Plant those hands, step back to your plank. Lower the knees and lower all the way down to the floor. 3 back bends. Inhale, cobra pose, open the chest. On the exhale, lower back down. Deep inhale, press into those hands and open. Exhale to lower back down. Deep inhale, we're gonna stay, take a breath. Keep on pressing those hands on the ground, elbows bent. Take another breath. On the exhale, release all the way down to the floor. Tuck the toes under, press those hands. Rise into your downward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. One more. Exhale it out. On your next inhale, raise your heels, bend your knee, walk or step to the top of the mat, lengthen the spine, inhale, exhale to fold. Root down through your feet, come all the way up. Samasthiti, hands by your side. Surya Namaskar, bend your knees, reach up, look up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, fold forward over the legs. Lengthen the spine, inhale, press those hands on the ground, step back to your plank. With knees or toes, lower down. Find your back bend, inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step the right foot in between the hands, the back heel pivots down, Virabhadrasana, reach up, look up. Take a breath, and in here we stay. The knee is over your heel. The other leg is externally rotating towards the side. So that means if your hips are kind of like not square in here, that's not the objective. The objective is shoulders squaring towards the front of the mat. Take a big breath in, the arms reach up. If the shoulders allow, the hands come together and they gaze towards the thumbs. Take another in. Full breath out. On your next inhale, come back to center, press those hands on the ground. Step back to your plank. With knees or toes lower down. Find your back bend, inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, back heel pivots down, Virabhadrasana, reaching up towards the sky. And again, we stay, taking a look at those alignment cues. Heel underneath the knee, the other foot pressing on the ground, 45-degree angle in here. Take a long stand, take another in, and again, if the shoulders allow, the hands come together. Take one more breath. On the exhale, drop those hands to the ground, step back to your plank. With knees or toes, lower down. Find your back bend, inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Long exhale. Couple more. Full breath out. And in here we connect feet to the mat, hands to the ground, drishti towards the navel. Take a last big inhale. Full exhale. Your next inhale, raise your heels, bend your knee. Walk, step, or hop lightly to the top of the mat. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, just fold. Root down through your feet. Come all the way up. Samasthiti. Oh, bend your knees. Sit down. Utkatasana. Reach up. Look up. On the exhale, Samasthiti, hands by your side. Oh, I almost forgot. So Surya Namaskar always begins with chair, Utkatasana, and always when we end up, Utkatasana before that Samasthiti. My bad. All right. Bringing your hands to your hips, and this is one of the reasons why I suggested if we had a block with us, we used it. We're gonna work with a little bit of balance. If you happen to have a block at home, you can step on your block. Just make sure it's nice and stable. If it's not accessible, we can keep on just playing a little bit with the floor. But one of the things that I want you to notice in here is kind of like the activation of the leg that happens when we find balance. So we really press into the right leg as we pick up the left. We keep the hands on the hip, and in here we'll level those hips. That is just that is a lot of work. So hands to your hips, leveling the hips, keeping the leg nice and straight. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, we begin to open the foot or the knee towards the side. Of course, if he is in here, you are able to bring your foot on the inside of the thigh or of the calf, or if the balance is not that good today, maybe the toes press on the ground. Wherever you are, just really focus that sensation of the work that that we're doing on the standing leg. You can add from here any arm variation that you would like. Challenge the balance, maybe by bringing the gaze up or slightly closing the eyes. Take a couple of breaths, Drishti, soft, wherever it is, focusing something that's not moving. Last big inhale. On the exhale, coming back to center, hands to your hips and releasing all the way back to the center. Shake that out. On the second side, again, we focus on the pressure. We bring into the left leg. As we pick up the right leg up, 90-degree angle. Keep the legs nice and straight as you level your hips in here. Take a breath in here, you're welcome to stay, or on the exhale, you open the knee towards the side. Take a big breath in here. Maybe on the exhale, we bring the foot on the inside of the thigh or of the calf. Take a breath, keep rising, getting a little bit taller. Maybe you extend those arms or keep it at the center, that's up to you. Again, if you want to challenge the balance, maybe looking up or closing the eyes is an option. Take a couple more breaths. Feeling that gentle sway that allows you to move in here like a tree, of course, but how the roots are not allowing it to fall down. Take another in. Full exhale. On your next inhale, coming back to center and releasing your foot to the side. Shake that out. Take a big breath in to reach up. On the exhale, fold forward over the leg. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Plant those hands, step back to your plank. With knees or toes, lower down. Find your back bend, inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're gonna bring the right foot in between the hands. The back heel is gonna pivot down to the floor. Virabhadrasana A, reaching up, looking up towards the sky. Take a breath in here. And of course, if you have a block at home, you can use the block in between your hands to squeeze it. If you don't, use your imaginary block in here. Keep on lunging through that front leg. Take a big breath in here. On the exhale, slowly, just keeping the hips as they are. The back heel is gonna come off the ground. Vimanasana. Take a big breath in here. Full exhale. Hands to the center of the chest. And on the exhale, we begin to twist towards the right hand side. Elbow to side, or the hand drops down and the other hand stays on your hip or reaches up. Take a big breath in. Full exhale. One more, just like that, keep inhale. On the exhale, begin to rise back again with strong legs. The back heel is gonna come down. This time, the foot is 90-degree angle. Virabhadrasana B on your first side. The stance are nice and long, heel to heel alignment. Extend the arms towards the sides. Take a breath. Long exhale. On your next inhale, begin to bring your forearm to your side. The other arm reaches forward. Padma Konasana. Extend the side angle. If you have a little bit more space, maybe you bring your hand on the outside of your foot or to a block or a bottle of water. Take a breath. Long exhale. On your next inhale, begin to rise back again, reaching that arm towards the sky. into reverse warrior. Take a deep breath in. Lunging through that front leg, long breath out. On your next inhale, come back, Barsha Konasana. Begin to extend that arm over your head, just close to your ear. As you start extending that front leg, spine Trikonasana, hand can come either to the mat, to your shin, and the other arm reaches forward. Take a breath. Palm faces down, long exhale. Last inhale, full breath out. On your next inhale, come back to center, rebend that front knee, coming back to your warrior two. This time we're gonna square again those shoulders towards the front of the mat, maybe reducing in here a little bit of the stance. Take a big breath in, warrior one. On the exhale, hands to your hips, begin to extend that front leg. Roll your shoulders back, take a big breath in, hands as they stay on your hips. Begin to hinge forward and notice if they are kind of like going to sides. Keep the hips nice and level as you fold forward. You can adjust your stance a little bit to be a little bit closer this time. Take a breath. Long exhale. One more, just like that. Deep inhale. Exhale it out. Hands stay on your hips. Begin to bend your knee. Keep the torso extending forward. Option is there for you to stay or come into the ball of the back foot. Option again is there for you to stay or begin to fly, keeping that back leg off the ground. Warrior three position. Keep your hips squaring as you keep them on the hips. As you keep the hands on the hips, or maybe you move those hands to the center of the chest. Take a breath. Long exhale. Whenever you feel ready, begin to drop that foot back down, rise up, warrior one, deep inhale. On the exhale, drop those hands on the ground, step back to your plank with knees or toes lower down. Find your back bend, inhale, exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, breathe, connect to your breath. Take another cycle of breath. On your next inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, the back heel pivots down, Virabhadrasana, 8 seconds size. You're gonna go through that flow, holding the second side, reaching up again, the back side externally rotating, the other leg lunging forward. Take a big breath in. Maybe on the exhale, the back heel is gonna come off the ground, getting a little bit on fire, that front leg. Take a breath in here. On the exhale, hands to the center of the chest, begin to twist towards the left-hand side. Again, option is there for you to connect elbow to thigh or drop the hand beside your foot. The other hand can stay on your lower back or reach up. Take another breath. Long exhale. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, coming back to center, coming to Vimanasana, high runner's lunge. Extending your arms, dropping the back heel to the ground, extending into warrior two position. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. Forearm to side, the other arm reaches up, Ardha Konasana. See if you can get a little bit lighter of the pressure you're putting on the forearm as it connects to the thigh. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. On your next inhale, you rise and go all the way into reverse. The front hand reaches up and the other hand comes to the back leg. Keep on lunging forward through your front knee. Take a big inhale, extend. On the exhale, coming back to Parsva Konasana. And as you come into Parsva Konasana, maybe you lower the arm to a block to the mat, to your shin, as you start straightening that front leg, finding that variation of Trikonasana with the arm extended by your ear. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more, just like that. Deep inhale. On the exhale, we rebend that knee, we rise back again, we square those shoulders towards the front of the mat. We maybe adjust the stance a little bit closer. Take a big inhale in here, reach. On the exhale, hands to your hips, begin to extend that front leg. As you square your hips, maybe you widen your spine. Roll your shoulders back, take a big breath in. On the exhale, begin to hinge forward, pointing your elbows back. Take a breath. Long exhale. One more, just like that. Deep inhale. Exhale it out. Again, the option is there for you to steer. Start bending your front knee back again. With your hands on your hips, maybe the back heel comes up. Maybe all the back leg comes up into warrior three as you start squaring those hips. Keep the legs parallel to the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Maybe hands move to your center of the chest or reach all the way overhead. Last inhale. On the exhale, drop that foot back down to the floor. Rise up, look up. On the exhale, plant those hands. Step back to your plank. With knees or toes, lower down. Find your back bend. Inhale. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise your heels. Bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop to your feet. Extending those legs. Releasing the back to the floor. Allowing one hand to come to your belly. The other hand to come to your chest. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. The knees wide. And here we connect to the breath, to the heartbeat. We allow the body to start releasing all the energy that we took it all the way up into all that flow. And now we are starting to bring it back down. Back down to a relaxed state that is maybe deeper from the state you were at before practice. Take another big inhale. Exhale through the mouth, let that down. Begin to press those feet back together, coming with your knees, coming back to center. And extending your arms by your side. Bringing the knees together towards the chest. On the exhale, keeping the knees together, begin to bring your knees towards your right elbow. Try to keep the other shoulder on the ground. Take a big breath in here. Full breath out. And your next inhale, keeping the knees together, come back to center, keep them squeezing towards each other. And on the exhale, we go all the way towards.
Second side. Keep the shoulders down, pressing on the ground. Legs goes down. Take another breath. Long exhale. Last inhale. Full breath. Your next inhale, coming back to center. Squeezing the knees towards the chest. Maybe you open into happy baby with your feet pointing towards the sky and your hands on the outside of your feet, holding the outside of your feet as your knees come to your armpits. Be present. Exhale it out. Let that go. One more breath. Inhale. Long. As you feel ready, begin to drop your legs, drop your arms by your side, finding your spinal relaxation posture. Shavasana. Allow your feet to melt on the ground, your legs, your hips, and your core, your shoulders and your rib cage. So allow them to expand and melt as your arms and your fingers as well. Release any tension at the back of the neck. Soften your eyebrows. Soften the face. Padapadam darshitam tasmai Hare Gurave Namaha Akandamandalakaram Vyakayena Sarakaram Padapadam darshitam tasmai Hare Gurave Namaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Begin to bring awareness to your toes, to your feet, maybe your calves, 3, your 5. Bring awareness to your head, your core, your navel center. Maybe bringing air into your lungs. So take a big breath in. And you empty that out with a big exhale. Begin to bring awareness to the neck and the shoulders, the arms all the way into the fingertips, your head, your eyes. Take your time to find your way into your fetal position on the side of your choice. And as you start feeling ready, begin to rise back into your seat. Put your hands at the center of the chest in Anjali Mudra, taking a moment here to connect back again with your intention or your dedication you set at the beginning of practice. Rub your palms together and cover your eyes. Rub your palms one more time to cover that part of the body that needs it the most right now. Thank you so much for your presence. As always, it's an honor to be here with you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Wishing you a happy day. Thank you. Have a good one. Namaste. Namaste. Have a good one.